Welcome to a new video review from ChinaMobileMag. Today we have the CubeMix Plus from AldoCube for you. The detachable has been sponsored by Gearbest. Of course, this does not influence this review. The package contents are limited to the China tablet, a power supply, as well as a few brief instructions and a USB OTG adapter. A screen protector was applied onto the screen, but we removed it for the review. Separate accessoires available are a keyboard dock, type cover and a stylus pen. Gearbest provide us with a genuine Dell stylus pen for the test. On the left side of the tablet there is a headphone jack, one micro SD card slot, a USB Type-C port, a USB 3.1 OTG port and a DC in port. On the right side there are two speakers. The build quality generally is very good, but the transition from the metal rear to the upper plastic area isn't quite smooth. Which is a pity. Such tiny details quickly disturb the overall good impression. The CubeMix Plus offers a display with Wacom stylus support, which compared to similar priced products is a huge advantage for the CubeMix Plus. You can use any Wacom stylus on the 10.6-inch Full HD 10-point Touch IPS screen, and during our test this was working very well. The screen resolution is good and pixels are only visible up-close inspection of the panel. The brightness is good too, and so is color saturation and contrasts. Outdoor readability is okay, reflections are surprisingly low, and as long as the sun doesn't shine directly onto the screen, all contents are perfectly readable. Coming back to the Wacom digitizer, this one is a real pleasure to use. Inputs and drawings with the stylus work well once you got used to it. Sensitivity settings can be changed easily in Windows. The digitizer supports 1024 pressure levels. The screen glass sadly isn't entirely scratch-proof. We did test this with a needle and have been able to scratch the glass with it. Still, during daily use there have been no further scratches, so if you take care, this won't be an issue. The CubeMix Plus works with an Intel Kaby Core M3 7Y30 and an Intel HD Graphic 615 GPU. There are 4 GB of DDR3L RAM, which is enough for basic use and limited multitasking. Clocked at 1866 MHz, the RAM is very fast and reaches a throughput of around 18,000 MB per second. The internal memory is provided by a 4C M.2 SATA 3 SSD with 228 GB of storage capacity. Even though it isn't a PCIe SSD, it reaches speeds of around 500 MB per second while reading and around 200 MB per second while writing. All in all, the tablet has enough power and we have been able to play games like Assassin's Creed Rogue on lower details, but sadly so much power also has a serious disadvantage: heat. The CubeMix Plus can become extremely hot and the CPU often reaches the maximum of 100 degrees Celsius under high load. Once it does, it clocks down by 10 to 15% to protect against overheating. When being clocked down, performance still is good so. Please consider one thing: a tablet isn't made for gaming or intense workloads like video editing. It's made for office work, web browsing, picture editing and media consumption. And this is what the CubeMix Plus does well. For the USB ports we had no problems using a 4 TB external hard drive on the USB 3.1 port. There's one issue and it affects the USB Type-C port. The Type-C port should be capable of charging the tablet, but actually that's not the case. When attaching a charger to the Type-C port, the charging icon appears, but it does not actually charge and Windows displays "not charging". The user therefore is forced to use the DC in port for charging. The boot time of the tablet is between 8 to 15 seconds depending on the OS configuration. All apps are opened almost immediately. The CubeMix Plus is shipped with Windows 10 and we recommend to do a clean install before using it. All familiar features are available and additional languages can be installed. A pre-installed Wacom digitizer configuration utility allows you to set it up to your likings. One minor weakness we spotted is an issue with the G sensor when playing GT Racing 2. The game runs perfectly smooth as long as you use touch controls, but as soon as you switch to G sensor control, it starts to lag. We are not sure if this is caused by a poorly programmed game or by some driver conflict. Wi-Fi is a little problematic on the CubeMix Plus. Connection is stable, but speed somehow is really low. We never reach faster downstream speeds than 8 to 20 Mbps at the 2.4 GHz band. This rate, however, remained rather stable even when moving away from the router and having a wall in between the device and the router. Bluetooth did work properly and there have been no issues connecting devices. Both speakers of the tablet are placed on the right side, which means there is no real stereo effect. Volume is quite high and the audio quality is okay, but not perfect. The speaker sounds rather flat. As you can hear in the camera sample on our channel, the microphone quality is pretty bad. Regarding cameras, the CubeMix Plus packs a 5 megapixel main sensor and 2 megapixel front camera. Both cameras are only suitable for video chats and quick snapshots. The battery capacity of the CubeMix Plus is 4300 mAh. During normal use with applications like Office and PDF readers, the battery dies after 5 hours. Reducing the screen brightness to 50%, you can squeeze out 6 hours of it, but at times the screen might be difficult to read then. At 25% the screen is so dark that even room lighting interferes with readability. To charge the battery via the 12-volt DC input, the tablet takes around 3 hours. The CubeMix Plus is just a slightly overhauled Cube i7 book, but still seems like a nice pick considering what it packs at a price tag of around $300. Yes, there are a few weaknesses like high weight, audio quality, slow Wi-Fi Type-C port with no charging support and the scratch-sensitive screen. Yet those issues don't make the CubeMix Plus unusable and you won't find much alternatives at the same price range. We would like to thank the Gearbest once again for providing us with the CubeMix Plus. And here is the end of this review. More information and the shop link is located down the video description. Thanks for watching and see you soon with more.